This is Tom Doody, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Doody in a Google search for my site. I prepared 4 pages, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm NYC Subterranean L train terminal. I chose this location because MTA has service problems and my first, second, and third choice were not available. So here I am in my 4th choice, and it's proving to be more interesting than 1, 2, and 3. These people coming and going are discovering that the L train service is terminated for approximately an hour. So they come, get on the train, they're at a terminal, they think it's going to start, and then this periodic announcement tells them it's going to be a long wait. So eventually they get up and leave, except one woman I'm looking at since I arrived started setting up. She seems to be stationary. The 4 pages of text. The first page is my own. I guess it's first and second. And the 3 and 4 are from Der Spiegel, excerpts, selected text from a very long Der Spiegel article about IS, formation of IS. So with this presentation, I'm going to try to sort of be in the frame and be out of the frame. I started in the subway and using the subway as kind of office space, telephone space.
Can I interrupt you for a moment? You're not going to blow us up, are you?
I don't understand. I'm recording. You're live streaming right now.
Okay.
I don't understand. That woman that just asked if I was going to blow us up. The bucket's empty. If you want to look in the bucket, it's empty. Okay, it's just where I carry my computer. Thanks for asking. I think. So, you know, wearing this headset, being wired, this woman just asked if I was going to blow her up. No is the answer. I have no plans to do that. And here comes some more people. Here come some more people who are going to discover soon that the train is out of service. The woman who was sitting there is the one who asked me about, and she asked in English, which surprises me because I thought she didn't understand English, which is why she continued to wait more patiently than anyone should. I plan to read this text. Google Plus Hangouts on air live stream from New York City. Subterranean F train. That was my first choice. Second choice, third choice have been canceled. Now I'm at the L train terminal. The out of service L train terminal. I don't know what it's like to be black. President Barack Obama knows and described it once with a personal anecdote, including people locking the doors of their cars, seeing him. The president is a double Ivy League man, which are mostly not black schools. So much of the president's life, he was a black man living in a white man's world, which makes his case different. Here I am, summarize each person's different case as an algorithm. Probably the most famous, highly curious algorithm is the one Google uses to rank its search engine hits. I'm one of many persons who would love to have it. Another algorithm was made famous in pop Hollywood media with the assistance of Jonah Hill and Brad Pitt in Moneyball. The algorithm described the movie. The movie took MLB player performance statistics. With the help of computers, each player got ranked according to the resulting number. In the Oakland A's, We're the first team to do anything noteworthy with this method of ranking players. I have a working mental algorithm to keep me out of trouble in the NYC subways. During my bucket's inaugural month, I would attract the attention of police officers. Their questions made me crazy, anxious, and I would navigate my bucket to new locations, and the process netted me. Here are my rules. 1. Mezzanines where people pass, no obvious reason to loiter, are bad. Platforms where people wait for trains are good. Very high traffic areas, bad. Anything Times Square, bad. Times Square exception, where musicians perform and people gather, good. 5. Low traffic local stations outside of Manhattan, good. My NYC subterranean math algorithm navigates me to places where I attract no attention from NYPD. Now I am live streaming with my computer attached to a pole. So all of my research that goes into my mental algorithm is now suspect. Dear kind readers, if news of an unarmed black people getting shot by white police got your attention, and if you had little empathy, then please consider, sincerely, Tom Doody. I am white, and I have no reason or a race factor in my mental NYC subway algorithm, because I'm always white. I can move from mezzanine to train deck. Those people that just passed, by the way, I'm almost sure they were in the screen. Those people that just passed had been sitting on the train, and then they got alerted that the service is terminated. But I can't change my race. When I read this Google Hangouts, I'll be live streaming from a low-risk location. I'm slightly higher than the F train where I planned, and by my calculations. But I have my computer attached to a pole, so I'll be more anxious. As you can see, if you listen from the beginning, this woman inquired about whether I was going to blow her up. It has to do with having something attached to the pole. It made her nervous. Though this has not always been true, I'm current on child support, I have a valid passport, I have no arrest warrants that I know of, and I have a valid driver's license. All of these factors go into my calculations when I live stream, and collectively they net my anxiety level. Dear readers, if you're following me, Times Square and mezzanine level would be the most likely place for me to get attention of NYPD. And if I were live streaming from Times Square mezzanine level, then I would be highly anxious. Sincerely, Tom Doody. I'm live streaming on the F train platform. Cancel, I'm on the L train terminal, 14th Street, 8th Avenue. Outside of Manhattan, cancel, I'm in Manhattan. So my anxiety should be manageable. But it's really not. But if I were black, I'd have reason to believe my anxiety would be high. High as if I were live streaming from Times Square mezzanine level. I don't know what it means to be black, but I trust my president, Barack Obama, that it is different than being white. This has been Tom Doody. I'm not going to do that Howdy Doody thing. I'm going to go right on to Der Spiegel. This is an entirely separate subject. But all this setup with live streaming, I thought I'd make it long. Incidentally, dear kind readers, you are invited to catch me live. The best way to do that would be to pay some attention to my Google Plus page. The terror, okay, this Der Spiegel text I came across, I think it's extraordinary. It's also extraordinarily long. So I chose 4 paragraphs. And my purpose is perhaps I'll get your attention as a reader, and you'll want to read the whole thing. If you do, you'll find links in the places that you'd expect, either on Der Spiegel or in some of my stuff. An Iraqi officer planned Islamic State's takeover of Syria, and Spiegel has been given exclusive access to these papers. They portray an organization that was seemingly driven by religious fanaticism. Okay, you can see that woman. See, that woman's arriving, and she thinks she's going to catch a train. And then if you can hear this overhead voice, that voice is saying, although I can't understand it, it's saying there are no trains. They portray an organization that's seemingly driven by religious fanaticism, and it's actually cold calculating. Samir Abd Muhammad al-Khalafawi was the real name of an Iraqi whose bony features were softened by a white beard. There goes someone a few minutes ago, you may have seen him get on the train, now he just got off. Here's a bunch of people leaving. All these people are accepting there are no trains. Samir Abd Muhammad al-Khalafawi was a real name of Iraqi whose bony features were softened by a white beard. But no one knew him by that name. Even the best-known pseudonym, Haji Bahar, wasn't widely known. But that was precisely part of the plan. The former colonel in the intelligence service of Saddam Hussein. And I'm getting crazy nervous reading this. And so I'm going to quit. Dear kind readers, I read that for the purposes of getting your attention to this text. I will emphasize once again, this is text that Christopher Reuter, writing for Der Spiegel, which is a German publication. They publish this in English. Der Spiegel is a German publication. Primary language is German. They publish some text in English, not a lot, but some. And they mentioned George Bush in here also. He used President George Bush, after victory over Saddam Hussein, would have his troops continue to Syria and topple Assad as well. Thus, in the ensuing years, since Syrian intelligence organized, transferred thousands of radicals from Libya. I'm going to stop. It's making me crazy. A lot of people are hanging around. They're not going anywhere. They're stuck. They're, don't know where to look. And so they're looking at me. That doesn't usually make me crazy. But it's starting to. Here comes an MTA employee. She's checking the train. Now they're closing the doors. This has been Tom Doody. That was the MTA employee. She's inspecting the trains. This has been Tom Doody, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Doody in a Google search for my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, or restful night's sleep. Ciao.